World War II, 1939 to 1945, was the largest and deadliest conflict in human history, marked by horrific events that caused immense suffering and millions of deaths. Some of the most brutal events during the war include the Battle of Stalingrad, 1942 to 1943, one of the fiercest battles in military history. It lasted about 5 months between Soviet and Nazi forces in harsh winter conditions, resulting in the deaths of around 2 million people, both soldiers and civilians. This battle was a major turning point on the Eastern Front. The atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 1945. In August 1945, the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing more than 200,000 people immediately and from injuries and radiation following the explosions. This nuclear attack, the only one in history, contributed to Japan's surrender and the end of the war. The attack on Pearl Harbor, 1941. In December 1941, Japanese forces launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The attack resulted in over 2,400 deaths and prompted the United States to fully enter the war. The Battle of El Alamein, 1942, one of the most important battles in North Africa, where British forces, led by General Bernard Montgomery, stopped the advance of German and Italian forces under Erwin Rommel. This battle significantly reduced German influence in the region. Aerial bombing of European cities. During the war, both German and Allied forces conducted extensive bombing operations on European cities. One of the most famous instances was the bombing of London during the Blitz, which killed thousands of civilians and destroyed entire neighborhoods. The Battle of Kursk, 1943, known as the largest tank battle in history, involving over 2 million soldiers and 6,000 tanks. The battle ended with a Soviet victory over German forces. The Battle of the Atlantic, a prolonged struggle over control of supply routes at sea, involving German and Allied naval forces. This battle was crucial for keeping vital supply lines open for the Allies. The Pacific Campaign. This campaign included a series of intense battles between American and Japanese forces, most notably the Battle of Midway, 1942, a major turning point in favor of the United States in the Pacific theater. The Siege of Leningrad, 1941 to 1944, the German siege of the Soviet city of Leningrad lasted 872 days, causing the deaths of nearly 1 million people from hunger and cold. As for the number of casualties, the total death toll in World War II is estimated to be between 70 and 85 million people, which is roughly 3% of the world's population at the time. These losses included approximately 21 to 25 million soldiers, and over 50 million civilians. This war was one of the most deadly and destructive in human history, leaving behind a legacy of devastation and immense human suffering.